This time I'm ready. Because I know war.
War never changes.
When the end is getting closer and the earth has burned the sky, now repent 'cause it's all over, just let me die.
Halo, halo, cześć, witam was bardzo serdecznie w kolejnym odcinku z Fallouta 4. Zbudowaliśmy ostatnio ten przekaźnik, pogadajmy teraz z tym ziomeczkiem. Zróbmy to.
Let's do this.
You sure? Okay. Your part is simple. Just step onto the platform. I'll start scanning for an institute signal to lock onto. Then I fire her up and we see
A
what
potem
happens.
się rozszczepia jak w Harrym Potterze Ron.
Whenever you're ready.
No chyba jestem gotowy, nie? Bo tu już stoję.
Okay. Hold real still. I don't want any corruption of the molecular beam. Oh yeah, by the way, I figured this was a golden opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute,
Rączki.
what they're up to. Yeah, this holotape's all set with a program that will scan their network and download anything it finds. Uh-oh. Yeah, we better hurry. Yeah, don't worry about that tubing wiggling around. It's, just there for decoration. Okay. Scanning for the Institute signal. Tracking RF. And... got it. Hold on to your butt.
No i mnie gdzieś wydupiło. No nieźle. Dobra, a co mam tu zrobić? A, wczytaj holotaśmę. Coś się zdupiło chyba. No ale ciągle mam tutaj. Co mam tu zrobić?
Hello.
Siema.
I wondered if you... might make it here. You're quite resourceful.
Nie, którą miałem? No, muszę na pewno tamtą wczytać, nie? Ten coś gada tam. Dobra, niech on pogada, bo słuchajmy.
I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
No dobra, ale to mi tak mi każe. Włóż taśmę skanującą do terminalu. Dobra. Dobra, to już jest to. Zrobione, okej. O, mamy w ogóle level, teraz zauważyłem. To jest winda, tak? Chyba pierwsza winda w Falloutie, która jeździ. Tak, a nie po prostu nas teleportuje.
I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression.
To winda się porusza, czy?
Welcome to the Institute.
O kurde, ty.
This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason.
Dokładnie.
You are here for your son.
I co, mam teraz wsiąść do tej windy, ta? Tam żadnego znacznika nie miałem. O, karwa. Po prostu?
It's stuck. Would need the key. Only opens with a key. Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
No nieźle.
Sean. I've been looking for you for so long.
Who are you?
Sean, where is everyone?
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Sean, are you okay?
Nie
You're not
pasuje mi
hurt,
coś
are you?
tutaj.
What's going on? Father? Father!
Sean, open the door.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Who is Father? Where is he?
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating,
Da fuck?
but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're
A,
only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that
On
your
jest oj-
journey here
on jest
has
moim
been
synem,
fraught with
100%.
challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father, welcome to the Institute.
Father? That's your name? Your title?
Father is my unofficial title. It's what I've come to mean to the people of the Institute, just as you mean to your son, to Sean.
Just... help me understand what's
On
going
jest
on here.
jego synem.
I promised answers, and answers you shall have. But I need you to
Widać to
realize that
podobieństwo.
this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been It's good to finally meet you. After all this time. It's me. I am Sean.
Wiedziałem.
I am your son.
How is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality, and here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
But why? Why take a child? Why take you?
Ah, now that's the question, isn't it? Why me? At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens. That's why they took you.
In a manner of speaking. Yes. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics
No nieźle.
used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
And you've been down here the whole time?
I have. Yes. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Your mother. She never got to see you grow up?
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
No to akurat nieprawda.
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. and I've had my entire life to cope with the loss. Has it always been easy? Of course not. But I've done my best to move on and live my life. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
They need your help, Sean. It's rough up there, to say the least.
Oh, we've tried that. Surprised? The Institute once tried to help create a stabilized Commonwealth government. It ended in bickering, infighting. It was a disaster. No. We look after our own now. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time.
Ojciec.
What else can I say to ease your mind?
Kellogg, he worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
Kellogg was... let's just say he was more complex than you might think.
After what he's done, I'm surprised to hear you say that. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. I know there's more for us to discuss, but the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
You want me to stay here? In the Institute?
Yes, that is what I propose. Is it so hard to imagine? The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
How can you say that? How can you be so dismissive of all those people? Everything they've done?
Because it is the simple truth. And I believe you know it too. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
I just don't know.
Just give it time. Give the Institute a chance. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in facilities, Dr. Ao in SRB, Dr. Holdren in bioscience. And finally, Dr. Lee in advanced systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
Wiedziałem, kurde. No nieźle. Co tu jeszcze ciekawego macie? Rozejrzyjmy się. Które to jest zadanie w ogóle? No dobra, pojedźmy na dół. Myślę, że zrobimy tylko sobie już do końca fabułę. Ta gra i tak, jak mówiłem, jakoś nie była dla mnie grą, którą bardzo bym chciał przejść do końca. Chociaż te ostatnie wydarzenia, no powiem szczerze, chyba trochę za źle pojechałem, tak mi się wydaje. Powiem szczerze, te ostatnie wydarzenia nieźle pokazały, co tutaj się dzieje. Sporo wyjaśniły, ale chyba źle pojechałem, tak sądzę. Więc jedźmy sobie jeszcze raz na dół. Chyba jednak nie tędy muszę się udać do przemieściach. A w ogóle zluknijmy sobie mapę, gdzie ja jestem? Naprawdę? Instytut jest tak... O kurde. No nieźle. On pewnie gdzieś jest pod ziemią, tak myślę. Jak w S.C.A.V.A. Tutaj. Pod ziemią na 100%. Możliwe, żeby to była jakaś wieża czy coś w tym rodzaju. No dobra, teraz mnie wysadzi tu. Spoko. Dobra, tu mam 10 metrów do pierwszej osoby.
Just need to tighten up this primary
Doctor,
drive servo.
They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up
No,
to be.
niezłe.
Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the facilities division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward.
Nie, no nie
As you
mówcie,
might
że mi
guess,
będziecie
we
wykłady
keep the
teraz robili.
Institute's mechanical and electrical
Wakacje
systems
są
running
jeszcze.
smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
I'm just looking around.
I see. Well, please do mind what you touch. Sensitive equipment here, not like topside. If there's
No
anything
spoko.
else you'd like to know about the facilities division, I'm happy to discuss it.
It must be a challenge to meet the power demands of a place like this.
Absolutely. We scratch and scrape for every precious ounce of voltage that we can. Over the years, we've learned a few tricks that help supplement our power budget. When necessary, we can tap into select sources on the surface. We take only what we need, of course. Fortunately, Advanced Systems is always working on new solutions to generate more energy. It's a good thing, too, because the demand is always increasing. You don't even want to know what a single use of the molecular dematerializer consumes. That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far
No
as I'm
dobra.
concerned, the phase out on these older models
Z tego co widzę, to reszta jest gdzieś troszkę wyżej. Tutaj jakieś 26 metrów.
Have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me,
Ale tutaj za te drzwi wejdziemy już sobie w kolejnym odcinku. Ja wam dziękuję bardzo za oglądanie tego. Widzimy się w kolejnym. Zostawcie łapkę w górę, suba, jeżeli tego nie zrobiliście. Trzymajcie się. Na razie.
unit, you can return.
This time I'm ready. Because I know war.
War never changes.